So Anbernic SP that came out, I think last year or the year before that. So it's about maybe 2 to 3 years old. I can't remember the exact date this thing came out. It's old. It's not new. This thing has been out for such a long time. There are discounts for this thing. And it's still, I think, my favorite gaming handheld that has come out. And I'll explain to you in this video why I think this handheld could be still a good pickup for you. So if you guys don't know, this is the Anbernic RG35xx SP. I don't know what the numbers and the double X mean, but just listen to the 2 words at the end, the SP. This gaming handheld is heavily inspired by the Game Boy Advance SP with its clamshell form. So I made a video about this a year ago, maybe almost 2 years ago. I find myself using this handle a lot more, and as of late, I found something that made this thing even cooler, and I will explain to you and details on what makes this thing amazing still in the year 2025. But let's hear some words from our sponsor in today's video. The beautiful people at Knulli sent me their Wizard 2 controller for the Switch 1 and OLED, but not only does this thing connect to the Switch 1 and OLED, it connects to several other devices like your PC, your Wii, your GameCube, because it comes with a GameCube adapter, so you can make this essentially a new generational Wavebird that connects to several different devices, not to mention the Switch 2. And if you know me, I love Kirby Air Ride, and Kirby Air Riders just came out, so connecting it to the Switch 2 using this controller, it feels almost identical to a Wavebird controller. The thumbsticks, the buttons don't feel exactly the same. They have mouse clicky buttons. They feel nice when you're clicking them. They have L and R, and they have the ZR and ZL. So you're gonna fit well with all different types of games. So this is gonna be playable for anything you're really playing. Not to mention the other features it has, like Hall Effect thumbsticks, so you'll never have stick drift. You have programmable buttons on the back of the controller. Not to mention you also get the analog triggers, but you also can shut them off to make them hair triggers. So it's like an instant click, depending on how you like to play games. I don't know. If you guys want to grab this beautiful controller, it comes in several different colors. You have black, indigo purple, orange, and white. So if you guys want to grab this, click the link in the description, and at checkout use code JSWellRetro to get an extra 10% off your order. And thanks to Knulli for sending me their Wizard 2 controller. I absolutely love this. Now let's continue on with the video. Anbernic SP has been out for more than a year for sure. I can't remember the exact date it came out. There have been several different devices that have come out that have caught my eye, but I didn't find myself justifying the purchase, and I just still use this one every day. So if you don't know the Anbernic SP, it's essentially a SP clone, but it plays several different consoles and handhelds on the go. It has an X and Y button that the SP didn't have, and it also has an L2 and R2 to add more triggers to the actual console. Not to mention it has 2 micro SD card slots so you can add more storage, and it charges with USB-C, and it has a mini HDMI if you want to plug this into a TV, and you can play some of your games on a bigger screen, which is really cool. Never really used that feature, but I want to explain to you guys why I think this handheld is still great in 2025. And it really all comes down to the new OS that I put on here. If you guys don't know what OSs are, they're kind of operating systems for specific device. Like you have the Steam OS, you have Switch's OS, you have the Switch 2 OS, like their own specific devices have their own operating system. So handhelds like these ones, you can actually find custom OSs for specific devices. Beforehand, I was using the MU OS. I believe that's what it's called, refried beans. I can't remember, banana. I can't remember the name of it, but I even put it in my last video about this device. I installed MU OS. It was fun. I didn't find anything crazy. An okay experience, and it kind of made me not want to use it as much. But I have found a new one, and I put it on, and I was like, people are not really talking about this as much. I really think it's better than MUOS, so let me explain to you why I think Knulli is the better option for the Anbernic SP. So when I first got this handheld, Knulli was a thing, but it wasn't for the SP because of the clamshell form factor. It didn't turn off or shut down after closing the clamshell, so it wasn't really usable at the time. But Knulli updated, and I didn't even realize it. They updated their firmware where you can actually enable the setting to shut it off when the clamshell is closed. That's what made MUOS the popular one to pick for the SP, because it had the clamshell form factor for sleeping, turning off, before Knulli can join the bandwagon and adding that feature. But what makes Knulli stand out that I think makes it a huge plus is it's essentially MU Station. If you guys know what MU Station is, it's a front end for all your games that people use on PC. It's got an APK file now for the Android devices. I used it on my Odin 2 if you guys watch those videos. MU Station is fun and the community themes are just too good. So when I heard that MU Station was the front end for the OS on Knulli, I jumped on that thing quick as hell. So right now I'm running Knulli Gladiator. I don't know what the actual kernel number or serial number or update number I'm on. All I know is I had to install a previous version, not the latest version. I can't remember the exact one. You guys have to look on Reddit, because when I would put in the latest version of Knulli Gladiator, it would not boot up. It would be frozen, or the screen would have like a glitch on it and it wouldn't boot up. So I looked on Reddit. People were saying that you had to download the previous one for just the SP in particular. So that's what I did. I downloaded the previous update and that one worked for me. So the simple question is, why did I switch to Knulli? And it all comes down to the community themes. If you guys know MU Station, the community themes are just too good and I absolutely love them. And MUOS themes, I felt like they were cool, but I felt like they were missing something. They didn't stand out to me. They kind of looked generic and basic. The community themes were good, don't get me wrong. I did love them, but I just felt like if I'm choosing, it's gonna be MU Station. MU Station's themes are just, I mean, come on, they're just too good. My favorite theme that I'm actually using on my Anbernic SP is the Canvas ES, I believe it's called. And it's very simple. I know, I understand. I said they stand out. I'll explain to you why I love this one. It's simple. It has the games in like a little square, and it's got your N64, it's got SNES, and they have like characters on them like Diddy Kong, Pokemon, you name it. My favorite thing about it is when you actually click into the actual console, it'll show a list of the games like in a carousel like format. So you scroll down, it's like, I don't know how you explain it, it's just rotating. It looks really cool. You actually have the title screen as the name of the game. You have a actual cover art for the game. But if you sit there for a little while, you actually get gameplay footage of the game, which looks really cool. I know it's kind of absurd to see on a little SP. Stuff like this just makes it look really cool, and it stood out for me. And I'm telling you, this looks a whole lot better than MUOS. I'm sorry. My other favorite theme that I actually like to use on MU Station is the stock one it comes with, I believe, which is the theme art book Next. It's got like a vertical bar with the actual console or handheld that you're hovering over, and it has a little screenshot of a game. You have the Game Boy. It looks just simple, but actually looks cool. When it comes to the actual game list, it is a bit generic and kind of like boring. That's the thing I didn't like about it. You still get the actual cover of the game, and then if you hold it over time, it'll actually play a little clip of the game, which is still cool. I actually like that, but just the actual way, the way it displays the games, like the list, it's kind of boring. I honestly think those two are the best ones for this handheld. There are really cool themes from the community that you can download, but you guys have to also realize this is an Anbernic device that's not fully powered, and they kind of run slow on this handle because the power isn't strong enough for that theme. Some of the themes are very demanding, so just keep that in mind. You may want to check out certain themes and make sure they're compatible with this device. That's why I kind of stuck to the Canvas and art book Next. They're simplistic, but yet they don't use too much power for the handle, and it doesn't like run really slow. It actually runs perfect. I'm actually not going to get into the actual running tests on games. If you guys want to watch that video, you guys can click the link in the old video. It plays up to like DS and N64. It can play. I wanted to show you guys the actual feature that helps out with the SP, and that is the shutdown feature. If you guys have to go to device settings and you go to power management, at the very bottom it says lid close mode. You can have it shut down, display off, or have it suspend. Some people like suspend because you can just suspend it. So when you close it, it doesn't shut off the device. It just puts it in suspend mode where it's like an SP, just opens up to where you left off, but it's still running, so you're actually running battery. So that's not the one I like to use. I like to use shutdown. So when you actually are done playing, you just close it and it completely shuts off the device. But when you boot it back up, it starts off where you left off in your game, which is really cool. So that's how I have it. I think it's the best way when you're playing games, especially me when I'm playing like a Game Boy Advance game. I'm playing for a good while, but when I'm done, I'm done. So when I close that lid, it shuts off and I boot up and it'll boot back into the game, which is totally fine and it works perfectly. And other things that I got set up on this device is Screen Scraper. If you guys don't know what Screen Scraper is, it's a website where you log in and make an account, and then you log it into this device, and it uses your account and it downloads all the images, titles, gameplay footage for each game for you. You don't have to do any of that. It makes everything easy and simplistic. And yeah, once you get that set up and you just set it up, they download everything for you. Make sure you do have space for it though, especially if you're downloading the videos. it will take up some space. So make sure you have some leftover space for just videos, photos, and screenshots. You're gonna need it. Another thing that I got set up on this thing that I didn't set up on any of my other devices is retro achievements. I don't know how they do this, but you have to make an account with retro achievements, I believe, on their website, and you log into the account on the settings on Knulli. And once you log in, it has everything saved. Make sure you're connected to internet, and you boot up a game. It'll literally show you what achievements you have done, and then you can look at the list of achievements you need to get completed, which makes games more fun. Like, you kind of want to start grinding those games to get those achievements and 100% the game through retro achievements. I think this is huge. I didn't know this was a thing until I did Knulli, and I was like, let me do this. And then I found out you could do it on several other different devices. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to get other devices and put that retro achievements on, especially that AYN Thor, or the Iron Thor. That thing has caught my eye, and I'm like, dude, with retro achievements, I'm actually kind of excited. So if this video gets like 300 likes, 50,000 views, I will buy the Thor and I'll make a whole video on it and talk about how great it is, because I've heard good things about it. That's probably it for the video. I just wanted to explain to you guys why I think having the SP, the Anbernic SP in the year 2025 is still kind of worth buying. And I really do think you need to switch to Knulli and give it a try. I really do think it's fun, and there's a lot of other options I didn't even talk about that can come in handy for your guys' specific niche. Thank you guys so much again for 4,000 subscribers. You guys are legit. We're already almost at 4,500, which is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much. If you guys want to get the Wizard 2, make sure you guys click the link in the description. Use code JSWorldRetro to get 10% off your order. I'll see you guys in the next videos. I hope you guys are excited for the future of this channel. I'll see you all later. Peace.